Okay guys, welcome to the unboxing, setup and review of the Logitech Webcam C925e. This is their latest product, latest webcam. Most people have got the C920 HD Pro or even the C930e. Even though this the number C925e seems like it's a product brought out before the C930e, this is actually the latest product. And I'm just going to open this up for you, and we'll be talking about it while I'm doing it. Here are the instructions. Put that over there, and it just comes, literally the webcam and the cable. I'm actually really happy about that. When I buy products, I hate excess packaging. Smaller the better, and this is definitely the smallest package I've seen a webcam come in. Okay, and here you go. Here's the webcam itself. It looks really nice, all in black. It does have a white shutter, which is actually a built-in shutter, so you can open it and close it. That's basically for privacy reasons, while you're not using the webcam, you can be sure that no hackers are, turning on your webcam and sort of spying on you, which has happened, recently. So a lot of people are being more conscientious about that sort of thing. So it's great that it's built in. In the C930e, which was actually the webcam before this, they had a shutter that you actually physically put on top, but this one's built in, so that's a nice, upgrade. And you can also see here that the cable itself is a long cable. There's a lot of cable there, and that's a problem that some webcams have, that it hasn't got a long cable and you have to get a USB sort of connector to lengthen it out a bit. But I can see here that the cable is really long, and yeah, the webcam itself looks very nice indeed, all in black, a lot bigger than the one I'm using now, which is the C270. I know it's an older type of webcam, but that's one I've been using for years. I decided to sort of jump over the 920 and the 930e and get this one because I've been looking for webcams for a while, and I was waiting for the next product to come out. And yeah, so I'm going to put this here and open it up. There's loads of mounting options, as always with these Logitech webcams. First of all, you can see here that it's prepared to be put on a tripod, and then obviously you can open it up like most of the webcams, and you can sort of move it around different directions. The head goes up and down. It doesn't swivel like other webcams, but it goes up and down, and with the movement of the mounting options, I'm sure you'll find an easy place to put it, whether it's on your laptop, on a shelf, or anything you want to do. And yeah, so I'll just put this here while we talk about the specifications. As I said, this is the C925e. It comes with 1080p 30 frames per second, H.264 scalable video coding with UVC 1.5, Omni Directional dual stereo microphones with built-in noise reduction. One of the reasons I did go for this model over the C930e was I saw a lot of reviews where people were complaining about the microphones, that they weren't that good. So I wanted to sort of skip over that, because I do actually use the webcam with the microphone. I don't have an external microphone. But obviously, if you have an external microphone, that's not important. Okay, yeah, it also has Right Light 2 technology, which I'll be looking more into it later in the video, as well as the field of view being 78 degrees. With the C930e, which is the model before this, it did have a 90-degree view, and a lot of people said that was very good. So I don't know why they've gone back down to 78 degrees. There must be a reason for that. And it's compatible with Mac, PC, and all video conference platforms, including Skype, so that's good. Yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and do some tests now. So I'm going to see you in a different part of the video, and I'll be comparing the Right Light 2 technology, as well as the microphone, and of course the image. Okay, so here I am on camera. Obviously, this is the view from the C270, the Logitech webcam. What I wanted to do is sort of show you the difference between a different webcam and the one that we're reviewing, which is this one that I've just unboxed for you. So yeah, you can obviously see the view from here. What I did, I sort of put in an angle with my posters and things like that on the sofa, so you can see the difference in the angle, if it's wider or not. Obviously, listening to my voice, you can hear the difference in the microphones. I have been told that the recent Logitech webcams, the microphones aren't as good, so I'm sort of looking forward to seeing if it's up to par with this C270, which I'm quite happy with. Obviously, you can also see the light. There is a bit of a glare on the poster there. That's because I've opened the window so you can see it in natural light. What I will do afterwards is close the shutters and turn on the light so you can see it sort of in a different sort of light. So yeah, listen to my voice. see the angles and obviously the change in light. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut the shutters and turn the light so you can see what it's like, you know, in a room without natural light. Okay, so here it is. I shut the shutters, turn on the lights. You can obviously see the glare from the poster has gone, and this is the view you have when you sort of using lights from, you know, a normal light bulb. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change to the new camera, the C925e, and we can see the difference in the, you know, in the volume and the sound and in the light and obviously the angle. See you in a bit. Okay, so here I am back again. You can see this is the view from the new webcam, the C925e. First off, you can see that the angle is a lot wider. You know, I haven't moved back at all. I haven't moved the camera or the laptop, all in the same position. The C270, I had it on a, you know, the least zoom possible, as well as this camera I do now, and you can see that the angle is a lot wider, more to the left, more to the right, further up, further down. So if you're going to use this for video conferences, video meetings, definitely a good camera to use. One of the things that I didn't like when I was Skyping is that if I wanted someone you know, to join me on the video, they had to sort of duck in, put their head in, and now with this obviously I can just stand behind me and they'll be in you know, full view. So that's something that's really good. You can obviously hear that the microphone is not that good. I could even say it's worse than the C270. I had been given a heads up the microphones weren't that good, especially on the last 3 models of Logitech. So I'm going to have to think about getting an external microphone. I know a lot of people have already, I've seen on reviews, have said that don't even think about using the microphone on the webcam, just get an external one. So that is something I would recommend doing. You can also see that the colour is definitely not as bright as it was on the C270. I'm going to have to play around with the controls a bit. I did try and play around with it a bit beforehand, but I couldn't sort of really get it as bright. So that might be something that's different, that you know, the colour isn't as bright. But I think it looks okay, but I did prefer the C270. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you autofocus. The autofocus on my C270 didn't exist at all. When I brought something close up to the screen, it was just a blur. So one of the things that I'm hoping that this is going to have is a good autofocus. So I'm going to just use a Blu-ray here. You can see this. I'm going to bring it in slowly, and hopefully the letters, the words will stay in focus no matter how close I get to the webcam. You can see there they stay in focus. And let's see if that focuses in. Yeah, there you go. Very nice indeed, so I'm really happy with that. You could also see amongst the glare on the Blu-ray that there was a green light. That's actually a green light that comes on when you plug in the webcam, so it's good to know that your webcam sort of turned on. With the C270 there was a really tiny light that you could hardly see, and sometimes I would start recording, I would start recording what I thought I was recording and I hadn't actually pressed the on button, so I have to go back and record it again. But with this you're not going to have any problems because there's a big green light that comes on, so that helps you out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to natural light so we can see the difference, and then I'm going to explain the problems I've been having with the webcam, because you can obviously see that I'm not filming in 1080p, and I will talk about that. So here it is in natural daylight. I open the shutters and turn off the lights, so you can see that the image is nice and wide, and then the light control is very nice indeed. Even when I brought the Blu-ray up to the screen, you can see the light behind sort of kept in focus, and it was really nice. I'm really happy with that, because the C270, especially when I went closer to the camera, the light behind went all bad, and when I sort of came back again it took a while to sort of readjust, but I'm having no problems with this at all. Okay, so the problems we have with this, first off, the setup, very simple, just plug in the USB cable and it sort of does it itself. This webcam actually sort of just took over my C270 shortcut, so I didn't even have to create a shortcut or anything. That was very simple. Problem I had, which was quite a big problem, is that it wouldn't let me film in 1080p. You can obviously see that I'm filming in 720p, and you're asking yourself why the hell are you filming in 720p? Well, the reason is it wouldn't let me film in 1080p. I contacted Logitech directly. It's been over a week now. They haven't answered my reply. Then I went onto the forums, left my problem a message on the forums, and the experts there said that they didn't have much information on this camera as it's so new, and they didn't know the problem I was having. A lot of people offered some drivers to try. I tried them, but they were drivers for the 920 or the 930e, and it didn't work. I have Windows 10, but it's not a problem with Windows 10, because I decided to take my laptop and my camera to a computer specialist, to a shop, and he said that I had all the right things on Windows 10, there was no problem with that, and that he couldn't find a reason why the webcam wouldn't work in 1080p. He also tried the webcam on a different laptop, didn't work there either. So I don't know if Logitech is having problems with this and this model. If you do have this model and you've got it to work in 1080p with no problems, please let me know down below, because I would like to sort of express this problem over the internet, so that if anyone's having any problems, I can help them out. So yeah, the review. Pros, I think the angle of the camera is really good for video conferences, a lot better for Skype obviously. Also the autofocusing for me is really good. If you have a 920, I suppose the autofocusing will be just as good. The built-in shutter, very nice indeed, and also the green light on the camera, which lets me know that I'm filming. That's going to help me out a lot. Cons, obviously the microphone, as we've spoken about, I already knew beforehand, not very good at all, especially for a webcam that's quite expensive and quite new. That should be a lot better. And obviously the problems I'm having with the 1080p, it doesn't give me that option to film, and obviously Logitech should have helped me out, and they're not helping me out with that. So if I find a solution, I will let you know down below. If you have any questions or even any advice for me, leave it down below. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed this review and this unboxing and setup. And thanks a lot for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel.